Hi everyone, my name is Caitlin Reich-DeBellis, and it's a pleasure to meet you all virtually. I have been an educator for the past 15 years. I've been teaching here at Bay Path as an adjunct for the past 5 years. I am absolutely passionate about education and the doors that it opens for students of all ages, and I am so honored to now be able to teach in the TAWC program. I believe that teachers do have the single-handedly most important job that there is in inspiring and ensuring all of their students' success each year. So moving into my Canvas classroom, I'm so excited in this discussion to share with you about the key components and how I plan to implement them each week. So first, each week I plan to use my strengths as an educator in the following ways. Through accessibility and availability, I know that these are paramount at any grade level. My students need to feel that they are absolutely a part of the online classroom, that they're being heard, listened to, and that I am there checking in for them. As an educator, active engagement of my students is of the utmost importance to me, and so I'll be sure to use tools and communicate in our classroom so that my students are actively engaged in their learning on a daily and weekly basis. I will show empathy and understanding to my students. This is so crucial, especially in an online classroom, making sure that your students know that they are heard, that what they are sharing with you is being seen, and that you are really invested in their learning and also in their well-being in their day-to-day lives. Content that I'm going to prioritize each week in my classroom. My goal, again, is to activate their prior knowledge with each post. To engage my students and meet them where they're at is really important because each of our students are coming to us at varied levels and with varied experience, and so making sure that I understand where they're at in my classroom and really activating their prior knowledge of their prior learning. This will enable me to prepare for the week ahead and understand what they have already done and what they're already bringing to the table, and also where there may be gaps that I, as their teacher, can help to fill in. I'm going to make sure to highlight important content for the week for my students through discussion posts and providing support for any tricky content. When we do gain access to the course and we're able to fully explore, I plan to make that one of my first jobs, to fully explore the content and to mark any areas that do seem tricky where my students could use that extra support. In terms of my intended strategy for engaging in weekly discussions, I have experienced firsthand how difficult it can be to monitor all of your students. There are so many posts and there's such breadth and depth in those posts. It is impossible, well, not impossible, but it would be quite time consuming to reply to each and every one every single day. So I will always read through the comments in their entirety and identify common themes that do arise and work to highlight and address those. Sometimes I might post an announcement about something that I have noticed that week in the discussion so that that my students either strongly agree, disagree, or have feelings about, and sort of bring that to everyone's attention. If I do see a comment that is concerning or not appropriate in some way, I will address it with the student privately. I will message that student on Canvas and share my concerns and ask to set up a phone call to discuss those concerns and to make a plan for moving forward. In discussions that lead to meaningful discourse, there is, of course, always each of our varied opinions. We're all coming with varied perspectives. And so if there ever was an inappropriate or mean-spirited post, which I have never had happen in my 5 years here at Bay Path, but if there ever was, I would certainly make comments in a public forum about that to make sure that whoever that was directed to or at knows that that's absolutely not okay in our Canvas online classroom. And then, of course, address it with the student privately and make a plan for moving forward so that that would not happen again. If there's one thing that I absolutely don't tolerate, it's any mean-spiritedness amongst peers in a learning environment. That's supposed to be a safe space and will be a safe space. In terms of ideas about using technologies for comments and for weekly grading, feedback like our accessibility as educators is crucial to the success of our students. I will definitely make use of various features on Canvas, one being the record feature where I can record my commentary to them. Of course, with that, I'll make sure that I have that commentary ready so that I have a plan for what I'm saying and I don't get rambling in those comments. I want to make sure that they're constructive and give valid feedback to each of my students. I also plan each week to have feedback around the topic itself, and that's something I plan to do prior to the course starting so that that's ready to go. I plan to have feedback around each week's topic that can pertain to all of my students that would benefit them, knowledge that perhaps I have or bring to the table about the topic that I'd be happy to share with them in addition to the specific commentary that I will be giving them each for themselves as learners. In terms of Knowledge Path, I'm really excited to use it. I have never used it in any of the courses I've taught here at Bay Path, so it will be a first for me, but from what I have learned and read through, it looks like it's an incredible tool to help us really know our students better. I shared before in this discussion post that being able to meet your students where they're at is so crucially important for you as an educator to be able to assist them in the classroom. And so understanding more about them as learners, their strengths, their weaknesses, allows me, to teach their strengths and provide scaffolding for those areas where maybe they need a little bit more support, or maybe something is lacking. And so I'm really excited to use that this semester. That will be new for me, and I think that it's always important for us as educators to be learning with our students and growing and expanding our own personal knowledge. So really looking forward to that. And I'm so excited to read all of your discussion posts and be able to comment in that forum. Have a great semester and be well. Nice to meet all of you. Bye-bye.